Hi, so we will continue learning Docker, and in this video we will see some Docker commands that we can use to work with Docker containers. First of all, to create a Docker container using a Docker image, here we use the command docker run, and then we specify the name of the image. Okay. For example, if you want to create a Docker container using the Ubuntu image, here we use the docker run command, and then we specify the name of the image, which is Ubuntu. So here Docker will check if the image is available locally. If the image is available on your system, Docker will use this image to create a container. And if the image is not available on your system, Docker will pull first of all the image from Docker Hub and then create a container using this image. Okay, so here Docker finds the image locally on my system, so it creates immediately the container. And to list the running container, we use the command docker ps. Docker ps here will show only the running container. Okay, if there are some containers that are stopped, they will not be shown by this command. Okay, so when you press enter, here we didn't find any container. Okay, because Docker here create a container using the Ubuntu image, but the container exits immediately. That's because we didn't have any process running inside the container. The container is still alive only if there is a process running inside it. Okay, if there is no process and nothing running inside the container will exit immediately. Okay, so here even we run the docker run ubuntu command, here when we execute the docker ps to list the Docker containers, we didn't find any container running. Okay, because here when we run a container using the Ubuntu image, we create the container, but the container doesn't has any process running inside it. Okay, so it exits immediately. And to list all the containers, either stopped or running, we use the docker ps with the -a option. So here we find our Ubuntu container. So here this command shows for each container the container ID, the image used to create this container, and here we have the command colon. We're gonna discuss this later when it is created. And here we find the container status, then we have the ports colon, and here we have the name of the container. Okay, don't worry about the command and the ports colons, we're gonna discuss them later. So here using the docker ps with the -a option, we list all the containers, either the running or the stopped containers. So by default, when we create a container, Docker will give our container an ID and a name. Okay, we can run another container using the same image. Just here we have to run again the docker run ubuntu command. So the same here, if we run docker ps, we didn't find any container running. And if we run docker ps with the -a option, here we find a new container. It is created 20 seconds ago, and it exits immediately. Okay, and here is the name of this container. So when you want to run a container using an image, you have simply to execute the command docker run and specify the name of the image. We can also set a name to the container using docker run, and then here we have to use the -- name option, and then we give our container a name. For example, I'm gonna call it Ubuntu container. So this is the name for the container that I want to create. And finally here I have to specify the image, which is Ubuntu. Now let's run docker ps -a. So here we have the Ubuntu container. It exits 7 seconds ago. Okay. So to give a name to your container, you can use the -- name option, and then give it the name that you want to give to your container, and finally specify the name of the image that you want to use to create this container. So here we have created a container with an image that is presented locally in our system. Okay, but if we create a container using an image that is not available on our system, here Docker will go to Docker Hub, pull the image, and then create a container using that image. Okay, so for example, if we want to create a container using the Nginx image, and here we will use the image tagged with Alpine. Here Docker first of all will check if this image is available locally, and if it didn't find the image locally, it will go to Docker Hub, pull this image, and then create a container using this image. Okay, so here when we press enter, so Docker here doesn't find the image locally, so it starts pulling the image from Docker Hub, and after pulling this image, a container will be created using this image. So the image was pulled successfully, and then Docker here started creating the container using this image. So here if we open a new terminal, and let's display the running container using Docker ps, just to display the running container. Here we find an Nginx container running with this name. Okay, so now we have a running container. It is created using the Nginx Alpine image. Let's say that now we didn't want this container anymore and we didn't need it. So we want to remove this container. To remove a container, we use the command docker rm, and then we have to provide to this command either the name of the container or the ID of the container. Okay, so for example here we can type the name of the container, which is this name. Or we have to provide to this command this ID, okay? Or just the few characters, the few first characters of the ID, okay? When we press enter, if the container is stopped, it will be deleted. But if it is running, you have first of all to stop the container, okay? So you cannot remove the container directly. You have first of all to stop your container and then remove it. Here, for example, when we press enter, here Docker tells us that we can't remove a running container. So first of all, we have to stop the container. To stop a container, we use the command docker stop, and then we have to provide either the ID or the name of the container. For example, here let's give it just the few first characters. So here Docker displays the first characters of the ID of the container, and that indicates that the container was stopped successfully. And we can verify that using Docker ps. Now we didn't have any container running, and if we list all the containers, here we find the container created using this image in an exited state 58 seconds ago. Okay, so now after stopping the container, we can delete it using Docker rm, and then we have to provide either the name or the first few characters of the ID. So let's use the ID of the container, and now the container was removed. We can verify that using docker ps-a, and now we didn't see this container anymore. Okay, so to remove a Docker container, first of all we have to stop the container using docker stop, and we have to provide either the name of the container or the ID of the container, and then we use the docker rm command to remove this container. Okay, now we can remove the nginx image using docker rmi nginx alpy. So the image was deleted. Now if we list the images, we have only the Ubuntu image with another image. Here, if we try to remove the Ubuntu image, so docker rmi Ubuntu, here we can't remove this image. Why? Because this image is used by containers that still exist on our system. Okay, so here when we execute this command docker rmi Ubuntu, here Docker tells us that it is enabled to remove repository reference Ubuntu, because here we have some containers created using this image. Okay, so to remove the image, we have first of all to remove all the containers created using this image. Here, if we list the running all the containers using docker ps, here we find 3 containers created using the Ubuntu image. We have first of all to delete these 3 containers and then delete the Ubuntu image. To delete those containers, we use the command docker rm, and then we give it the either the names or the IDs of each container. So for example, here I will use the containers ID. Now when we press enter, these 3 containers will be deleted. So let's do docker ps again. Now we didn't have any container on our system. Now we can remove the Ubuntu image using docker rmi Ubuntu. So now the Ubuntu image was deleted successfully. We can verify that using docker images, and now we didn't see the Ubuntu image anymore. Okay, so I hope that you understand how we can work with Docker containers and Docker images. I hope that everything is clear, and thank you very much.